All right. So, hi, good afternoon, Elsa. Welcome to our class, LMS BIP AK1. Again, for this afternoon, I'll be your teacher, Miss Cha of Alaska English. All right. So, before we proceed formally to the lesson, can I ask, how are you today?
Fine.
Fine. All right. So Elsa, as you see, as I promised to you yesterday, for the following weeks, it's gonna be like some sort of reading and reading, okay? Because teacher wants to enhance your comprehension, okay? So in here, as you see, I am allowing you to have the mastery when it comes to the WH question. Elsa, all you have to do, since you are good at remembering words, I want you to remember when do we use them, okay? So that because the purpose of mastering them, Elsa, if you're already familiar with them, you know how to answer the question properly and you know how to ask question at the same time. For example, in here, let's have a recall. All right. So Elsa, I'm going to ask you, why do we call them WH questions? Why? Why do we call them WH questions?
E
Why? The question is why. So how will you respond?
because
Because they
because they
all start
they all start with WH.
such as, what are the examples of the WH questions?
Are they?
Hmm. So we call them WH questions because they all start with WH, such as
Who?
who, what,
When?
when,
What?
what,
Where?
where.
How?
Okay, how. We can include how also. All right. Or why. All right. So in English, whenever you are studying a certain short story, for example, they call the 5 W. So the 5 WH. All right. So you know you need to master the 5 WH, like who. Again, Elsa, when do we use who? I want to see if you review. When do we use who, Elsa? We use who
E E
to ask
to
or
ask
to ask
tourist
about
dress
about who is used to ask about
person
person.
person
All right. Can you give an example question? How can you make a question using who? Make a question. Sorry.
are they?
Who are they? Very good. So that's it. So in here, you use the pronoun they, referring not specifically a person, but you're referring to people, right? So again, we use who to indicate regardless that it talks about a certain person or set of people, all right? Not just like, for example, you can also use that whenever you are asking for uh, a certain profession, right? Like, who is she? She's my teacher. You could also use that because a teacher is a person, right? Okay. Also, you could say like, who are they? You could also use like some sort of family member. They are my grandparents, ong ba, right? So anything that is the answer is a person or people, we use who. Elsa, how about when? You know this already. When is for
Time
very good. Time or a
or
moment, right? Or a certain celebration. Can you make a question reusing when?
time is it?
When?
When birthday?
When is
When is birthday?
is your
Is your birthday?
good. So in here we are using when is your birthday. In this case, we are not specifically focusing on the time, but we are focusing on a certain celebration, right? Because when is also used on a certain celebration. Like when is Christmas? It's in December, right? It's a certain moment, a holiday, all right, or a celebration. How about what? When do we use what?
It what?
We use
It
this for a certain
thing
thing
or information
or even,
action.
right? That's why, for example, what is she doing? She is cooking. What is that? That is a bird. What is your name? My name is Elsa, right? So when we talk about what, we use that for a certain thing, an information. What is your telephone number? All right. Action. What are you doing? I'm listening to the teacher, right? So an action. Remember when we say action, anything that requires movements, that is a certain action. Verb, okay? How can you make a
Yes.
question?
What are you going?
Is it going or doing?
Doing.
What are you doing? Okay, do. Elsa, do is an action. It's like a certain activity. Doing. What are you doing? Okay, so in here, since you ask ing, doing, it's answerable by the verb ing too. I'm listening to the teacher. I'm reading. Okay, so since you ask in doing, make sure that the verb that you're going to answer is also ends in ing. I'm eating. I'm drinking. He's walking. Okay, do you get it? Very good. Now, how about where, Elsa? When do we use where?
It where it place
Good. Place or a certain.
or location.
Good. All right. Remember when teacher tells you about a certain place, when we talk about place, that is some sort of a certain establishment, or it could be a country, all right, a city, or it could be, if you could still remember the preposition of place. When we talk about the on, in, under, by, so that is a certain position or location, right? So also we use this when we are giving direction. For example, where is the hospital? It is between the park and the department store. Okay. You also use where to indicate location expression. Across, between. Okay, like that one. How about you? Can you give it a try?
It where police us police
Where?
station.
All right. Where is
Where it where
the?
is the police station?
Very good. Where is the police station? Very good. All right. So here. So in here, for this one, maybe you're going to tell teacher, how can you answer that? Because police station is a specific place already. So why did you say it is correct? So in this case, maybe you are seeking for direction. All right. Where is the police station? It is across, all right, across from the city, or it could be it's between the drugstore and the supermarket. Okay, meaning in here you are asking for direction. Okay, how to get there, right? Now, Elsa, how about why? When do we use why?
In one
Why is used if we are
people
asking for asking for
asking for reason
reason or
reason or ex Explanation.
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 Roy, we use why if we are asking for a certain reason or explanation. You need to answer it with because. All right, you are proving your point. Why 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 is she sick? She plays under the rain. Why is she late? She is trapped in the traffic. All right. Why is she crying? Because her mom is angry. Okay, so there is always a reason or an explanation. So that thing we are using why. Okay, why does it taste bad? Because it's rotten. Okay, it's always accompanied by the word because. Okay, Elsa,
Yes.
can you make a question using why?
One. What is feet? What is sunburn?
Here. Why do you have
Why
why
do
do
you
you
have
have a sunburn?
a sunburn?
Okay, because I forgot to put sunscreen. Okay, so there is a reason. Okay, very good. How about since you also included how, maybe you're going to wonder, teacher, you said it's going to be WH, but how doesn't begin with WH? It's HO. All right, so in here, there is a study in the English context that they allow or they include how, that is for critical thinking already. We use how on the other hand to indicate a certain manner or process, right? Remember, when teacher told you, teacher, what do you mean by process? Elsa, when we say process in English, there is a procedure. How to cook spaghetti, how to make a lemonade. First, get some fresh lemons. Second, get some water. Okay, so there is a process, a procedure. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Something that you need to follow. All right? And when we say
Yes.
manner, how do you go to school? I go to school by motorbike. I go to school by bus. That is a manner. Okay, do you get it?
Yes.
How about this? How can you make a question?
How old are you?
Okay. Elsa. All right. That one is for how old, right? How old? Remember, that is another bracket. In here, when you say how old, it is specifically focusing on the age, right? Like what you've said. Let's say, how old is your sister? Okay. We use how old to indicate the age. How about how?
How to buy
How to buy?
to school?
Ah, how? How do you go?
Do you go to school?
All right. How do you go to school? All right. Do you get it, Elsa?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So now what I'm going to give you now is some sort of reading material. Please give me a moment as teacher is opening some of the example. All right. Please excuse me. Elsa, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, in here, all you have to do is we are going to focus on little information, okay? Like for example, we focus on reading it, and then we are making use of the simple WH. All right. So Elsa, can you read this one? At the vet.
At the vet, I have a pet, but my pet got wet. My pet is wet and sad. We took my pet to the vet. We let to vet look at my pet. My pet will get better soon.
All right. So Elsa, let's crack the information from the following reading comprehension activity. I have a pet. Elsa, what do we mean by pet? What is a pet,
E,
Elsa? What is a pet? Can you tell Miss Cha? What is your understanding? What is a
e,
pet?
cat,
Okay, meaning, Elsa, animal
animal
that
that
we live
will live
together,
together.
right? They are something that we are right, that we take good care, and they also live inside or outside our house, as what you've said, a cat, a dog, a hamster, right? So now, how about this, Elsa? We have the word wet. Elsa, do you still remember when we learned about the opposite? What is the opposite of wet? Doylap?
Wet,
The opposite of
e,
wet is
e, dirty,
wet. Wet, the
dry,
opposite, dry. Elsa,
dry,
dry. Next, we have sad. What is the opposite of
happy,
sad? Good. All right. So here, what you're going to do, Elsa, you are cracking the code, meaning you are analyzing them pieces by pieces. So you understood what's happening. You can imagine the story. Now, Elsa, do you still remember the irregular plural? We have the word took. What is the base form of took? Took.
took,
What is the original verb?
take,
Good. Take, right? Take, took. All right. So here, so they take the pet to the vet. And Elsa, what do we mean by vet?
vet
What is
is
a
the
vet?
doctor of the animal.
Very good. We say animal doctor, or the long word for vet is veterinarian. Okay, good. All right, now, in this case, we were able to crack up, okay, the code or some of the words. Okay, now, we need to analyze what happened. All right, so here, so the first question, what happened to the pet? We are asking
It,
for an a certain information. What happened to the to the pet?
it, might happen.
The pet is the pet
The pet
is
is sad.
the pet is sad, and
The pet is sad and and and
the pet is wet and sad, right? Okay, now. So that is for the certain opinion, a certain information. What happened to the pet? The pet is wet and sad. Okay, so how about this one? All right, take a look. So that is the answer. But if you're going to analyze, it says happened. So meaning we need,
and
all right, Elsa, happened, meaning it's in the past. So what is the past tense of is?
in
Past tense of
this
past tense
was
was. The pet was wet and sad. Do you get it?
yes
Because your question is The question states happened, meaning we are seeking for an answer that's already in the past. Do you get it?
Yes.
Very good. Number 2, where did, Elsa, remember did, it's on the past too. Where did they take the pet? Where is used if we are asking for a certain, where is used for a certain place. So how will you answer this question? Where did they take the pet?
They take.
Elsa, did, meaning I need an
They
answer.
took.
They took. Very good. They took the pet.
My pet.
Not my pet. It's not your pet. It's from the story.
The
They
pet
took
to
the
the
pet.
vet.
Good. They took the pet to the vet. All right. Okay. So here, you just don't see what's tricky in a simple question or a certain story. Even though you know exactly when to use the WH, you should also analyze, all right, the tense of the verb. So where did they take the pet? Meaning did. They are looking for a word that is already done in the past. That's why instead of using take, we make it to took. Okay?
Yes.
Very good. How about this one? Who did
Did the vet look at the pet? It let
they let?
they let
Mm.
the vet look at my pet.
They let the vet looked at,
And
it's not our, let's say at their. It's not our pet, but his pet, at their pet, right?
their pet.
Right? Teacher, why do we use their? Because we have the pronoun they, right? There is used to indicate, all right, a certain pronoun. It changes the subject pronoun they, their pet, followed by a noun. Okay. So in here, Elsa, you could also add in here because vet, that is a person, but the question is where, right? Where did they take the pet? You could also say they took the pet to the vet clinic because that's a place, right? A vet clinic or the animal hospital. You could also say that. Okay? Because we are looking for a certain place and the vet, that is a person, right? It is answerable by who? Do you get it?
Yes.
And also, Elsa, take a look. Who did they let look at the pet? They let the vet looked. We change it to the past because of the question did. Do you get it?
Yes.
All right. Now, don't worry. We are going to do a lot of that one. Okay. How about this? Can you read this one for me? Give me a second. I have another one. Okay. Give me a second. All right. Elsa, how about this one?
Was sick. The red as the brick. Says Mom. She read my head and neck to see if it was hot. She put me in the bath to play with my duck. Jack. The clock says 8 o'clock. It is time to rest. Mom said,
Mom said,
I put on my
PJs.
PJs and my socks. She let me pick the pillow I wanted. Is
I
then
picked
I picked that. Well,
then
then I was stuck in bed until I was not sick.
all right. So Elsa, I observed that it's almost time, but don't worry. Tomorrow is going to be a long hour for both of us because we're going to study for 2 sessions. For your homework, Elsa, I want you to analyze this one. Okay? So teacher is going to let you. I won't stop until you master the WH question because this is very important for you. Because I could see that you're still a bit confused, but in the long process of practicing, I think you can master it. I believe in you. All right. So don't worry. So if you're going to master the WH question, that's the only time I will give you another set of vocabulary. Okay. All
Yes.
right. Elsa, sadly, it's time for me to say goodbye, but don't worry because we're going to see each other again for tomorrow. So that will be all for this afternoon, Tambiet, and do your homework. Goodbye, Elsa. See you again.
Goodbye, teacher.
See you tomorrow, Elsa.